All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a journal entry that is going to be a foldable, and guess where you're going to put it? You are going to put it in your journal to use as a reference. So we're trying something a little bit different. I hope you enjoy it. This is Miss Charles on the mic right now, and we are going to start kicking off Unit 9 with measurements of 3D figures. So we have three types of figures that we're going to look at: cylinders, cones, and spheres. We have a small delayed reaction there, but that's what makes this fun, right? Guess what we get to use to help us solve all of these problems? We get to use our star reference chart. So as that's pulling up, please go to the back of your journal and take a look at it, because everything that you need to know is on this reference material. It will be your BFF for this whole unit if you learn how to use it. So I'm going to go down to the section that says volume because that's the first section that we're going to focus on. And we're going to focus on a cylinder. So here's cylinder right here. And it tells me that the formula is volume equals big B times H. We have to understand what that big B stands for. We'll talk more about it a little bit later, but for a cylinder, you need to understand, and for all shapes, you need to understand that the big B equals area of the base. So what I want you to focus on right now is writing what I write. Remember, if I write it, it is obviously important. Big B is area of the base. So if you have to chant that, say it 10,000 times, whatever you need to do to understand that big B is area of the base, that will help you out. For a cylinder, it tells you the formula that you're going to use for area of the base, because in a cylinder, the base is a circle. So here is area. I know my base is a circle in a cylinder. Let's kind of draw one right here. Everybody that knows Miss Charles knows that I can't draw very well. But there's your cylinder. And I'm going to use pi r squared instead of the big B. So this is a lot of information that we're getting ready to break down for you on your foldable. So take that out, please, and let's get going with understanding volume. So in the video that we showed you, the whole class, you kind of got a good beginner's understanding, and you may recall from younger grades. But basically what volume is the amount of space that is inside of a 3D figure. So remember, if I write it, you write it. 3-D, three-dimensional. That's what that stands for. Let's focus first on our cylinder. As stated previously, the formula is on your star chart, and all it tells us is volume equals capital B times H. So we need to understand what all of these letters stand for. Well, you are right if you already guessed that the V stands for volume. I already showed you on your star chart that the big B stands for area of the base. And the H, yes, you got it. You guessed it correctly. That is the height of the cylinder. So this is some basic information to get you started. And let's look at what the star chart told us. That's all I'm looking at is my reference sheet, and I'm already able to fill this out, not knowing anything, just looking at my reference sheet. What is the area of the base for a cylinder? So if we look at our picture, we see that the shape of the base, remember what that means is that it is on top and bottom here, I have two circles, and the area of the base for a cylinder, the shape is a circle, and how I find the area is looking at my star chart or memorizing that it's pi r squared. So now we have to use our formula, use our calculator, and organize our information. I know a lot of you sometimes get lazy, but now is not the time to do that. So if you follow these steps and stay organized, it will make your life so much more easy. Step 1, write down the formula for for volume of a cylinder. V equals big B H. I know that my big B, I have to do something with that. And if you don't remember, look at your star chart. I know that I have to find the area of the base. Area of this circle right here. So I like to organize my information. I need to know what the big B is, and I need to know what the H is in order to use my formula. I can already fill out some of this unknown information. Here I go. Here's the height. Remember, the height is the line that connects the two bases together. So here's my circle. Here's the line that connects the circle to the circle. And this particular one is 10. So my H is 10, and I have to do some calculations so I can get the area of the base. So remember, area equals pi r squared. So what am I going to use for pi? I'm going to use the pi symbol on my calculator, or I'm going to use 3.14. So in this case, I'm going to use 3.14, and I have to find the radius of my circle. So this is a refresher for some of you. I'm going to try my best to draw a little circle right here, and then I'll erase it. Remember, here's your circle. Diameter is all the way across the circle, and radius is half of that. So make a note. Here's your diameter all the way across. Long word, diameter, all the way across. Radius, little word, radius, is halfway across. So what does this problem give me? It tells me all the way across. That gives me the diameter is 2 feet. So I know that D, diameter is 2, so the radius is half of that. It is 1. Please note that I use the radius in my formula. So I'm going to say 3.14 times the radius squared. The radius is 1, and I'm going to square it. Now let's put this into our calculator after we write down and organize our information in our formula. I'm replacing the big B with what I just found, and let me show you how to calculate that out. Here's our calculator. I'm going to put into the calculator 3.14 times, that's divided, times 1 squared. Remember, if I just want to square a number, I can hit this button right here and hit enter, and it tells me the answer for the area of that circle is 3.14. A lot of steps going on here, and I'm not really staying that organized, but you can stop, rewind, pause this video, and get everything taken care of. So in finding the big B, which is what I did right here, and I just showed you on the calculator, I'm going to take that number and I'm going to plop it in where the B goes. So instead of a B, I'm going to use 3.14. That's what my volume is going to equal. Don't forget about the hanging H. Can't forget about him hanging out down there. I've already found what the H is. It's 10. Remember, it's the line that connects the two bases together. And I'm going to multiply that by 10 using my calculator. 3.14 times 10. Enter. I have a volume of 31.4. So my answer to this particular problem is volume equals 31.4 units cubed. Because since volume is three-dimensional, I'm going to cube my units. And I actually have units in this problem, so instead of just using the random U, because I don't know what units are in, it's feet. See, it's telling me it's feet. So the answer is 31.4 feet cubed. So now to mix it up for you a little bit, I'm going to erase all of this, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Ms. Hutchison. She's going to explain to you about a cone, which is very similar to the cylinder. And guess where everything is? Everything that you need to know is on the star chart. So while she comes and takes over the mic, go ahead and pull up your star chart, and you're going to focus right here on a cone. And she'll be here in just a second while you get your stuff organized.